children lose their spirit, they're no longer children. Also, all dogs are spirited. The term spirited man was probably coined by this spirited man in this book, though he doesn't specifically define it. This particular spirited man read this book. When this particular spirited man got to the spirited man part of this book, this particular spirited man thought to himself, yeah,
Three
that's
times,
me.
man. But ganyan kang
I'm like that. A spirited man is what I am, and a spirited man is what I want to be.
Team choice by a team choice. Ano yan? Conservative, constitular, conspicuent, constrictor. This is one of those napapaano ako, mental block ako. I'm trying to think of the word that I always use, English word, na lagi ko na-associate with Van Neistat and his being the spirited man. And yung idea ko ngayon is how I feel right now, how I feel at this point in my life, nagta-transition ako, is I'm reverting back to my 11 to 15-year-old self na mahilig mangolekta ng basura and making artworks out of that. And being a spirited man is a word that sort of defines what I am in my mind. Naisip ko sa ganong ginagawa ko. And now I'm trying to remember what word it is. Ito yung mga moments where Englishero nga ako, pero because I'm not in the environment to help propagate my ability to speak English well, properly, fluently, ng maayos, it's stuck. It's stuck and I have to... Customization. It's at the tip of my tongue, man. It's at the tip of my tongue. Customization. Tinandaan ko yung Arsenal video niya. What to do. Okay. If being a spirited man means customization ng mga stuff mo in order for them to work properly, like this motherfucker. Si Doc tinulungan, well, she did the work. Si Doc kinustomize na, my sister helped customize this by tying a knot in here. Kasi borderline sira na yung hinges nito. And I'm clipping them back on. And I need to do that for all of the hooks here, all of the holes here, so that hindi na siya matatanggal. It won't fall off anymore. Customize when you need to for the sake of functionality. But my parents always tell me na the thing looks garbage if it's customized because it's not presentable. Well then, it only doesn't look presentable because it looks like it's been, two objects have been forced together, conjoined together. So it doesn't look necessarily appealing, or it doesn't look like it was manufactured that way. So basically, in order for something to be presentable, it has to be polished and manufactured that way, even if it functionally has a very weird purpose. This doohickey looks very weird, but because it's manufactured this way, it doesn't look weird at all. It looks like an invention, for God's sake. It's like an invention. And this might well be the best invention of this time. I'm not using it yet as often because I haven't had a situation to go out yet to use this properly. But we shall see. It looks like a flip phone. Moshi. Ito yung receiver, you know, all the batteries in here. It also doubles as a Men in Black deneuralizer. Anyways, back to this video. So, yun nga. If I am a spirited man, and that's what I always am, and dun yung bumabalik ako ngayon, a spirited man when I was 11 to 14, and a spirited man I am now, going back to it, through my customization of shit. Eddie, I don't know, it's like I have to make things work for me, even if they don't look presentable for most people, including my parents. I have an idea to paint them and shit to make them look presentable, but it depends on how I'm gonna use it, how often I'm gonna use it, and if it looks good, and if I can use it to help me afford the good material enough to replace the thing, either once it's broken or if it no longer looks completely presentable, it'd be fine. So be it, like the union, you know?
A spirited man. And here's one of the things the spirited man, Mr. Crawford, said about the spirited man in general. He said, "Spiritedness, then, may be allied with a spirit of inquiry through a desire to be master of one's own stuff."
Yes, that is true. Yun na yung ginagawa ko ngayon, to be a master of my own stuff. Through customization. But unfortunately, it's not just through customization. To be a master of one's own environment, one must actually explore one's environment to see what else is around, so that hindi lang ako magre-refer to customization all the time. If I want to improve my ability to do customization, I need to join a welding class or woodworking class. If I want to get back into reading my English books, but I struggle with slow reading and I want that language comprehension to fully enact the way whenever I do, I'm speaking English speakers, that which I have no access ngayon, and they go join an organization or a group or a club that helps me do that and actually enact that. Book clubs certainly aren't working because no one's active in the book clubs anymore, and it's all online. And whenever I try to find someone, some book clubs na active on social media, they never respond to me, or there's never a face-to-face meeting, or if there is a face-to-face meeting, it's only once every year. And if there is, at the very least, a Zoom meeting, nobody talks. And if there is someone that talks, I don't like them. And if there is someone that functionally makes Zoom meetings about book reviews, it's never about the books I like, I love, or I want to talk about, and I always have to adjust to those books that I don't like. Or it's not on my plate, so it's like, what the fuck am I supposed to do? So the only solution I have right now is probably, possibly, quite hopefully, fulfill that by joining a call center, because that enhances my ability to speak English again if I'm going to be talking to foreigners, and if I'm going to be talking to foreigners for a consistent amount of time before I even come to America next year, hopefully, possibly, I don't know. But then again, only I will be the master of my destiny, and only I will define my terms. So in order for me to get to those parts of my life, I need to fix whatever I have in front of my plate right now. So to be a master of one's own environment, I have to master my environment first. Unbelievably difficult to do, but I fear that shit. But one must be brave and confident in order to face one's fears. That's the only way one can master anything. Let's go.
It is the prideful basis of self-reliance.
In the end, yun yung magiging effect, hopefully. The prideful basis of self-reliance. Hirap pa ako dyan, pero we'll see what we can do, you know?
It is characteristic of the spirited man that he takes an expansive view of the boundary of his own stuff.
Yeah, precisely what I said.
And this particular spirited man read these words about spirited men in general and thought, yes, indeed.
Yes,
that
indeed.
is the mark of a spirited man.
Tandaan ko tuloy yung
And that
boss
is who I want to be.
That is who I want to be also, in my own way.
But there is more to the spirited man. There's more to him. What more?
Yun nga, yung I mentioned yung Arsenal video. I need to watch that then. Not right now.
And what of the spirited woman? What of her?
And spirited woman naman. Tapos yung reflection ito later on cats. Tapos on experience. Jamais vu, déjà vu. And cats on experience. Cats and dogs on circulation of experience. Circulation of experience from stereotype and of unfulfilled expectations. Cats and dogs. Déjà vu and jamais vu with regards to yung sinabi sa akin ng friend ko yesterday. She said handa awit, and that was the first time I ever read. It wasn't chat, so when I read it as handa awit, but in my mind my Tagalog voice went handa awit, as if we were gonna sing Lupang Hinirang. And that was the first time in a long time I've ever heard those words specifically again. Handa awit. And when you're a child, you just absorb language as sounds. But now as an adult, you have to understand that the sounds are actually words that mean something, and each word of a phrase is a constituent of a particular definition. And those two words, handa awit, I see now that handa, which means, to prepare, that's where my mind went on that direction for that word, in terms of comprehension, away from just the sounds of handa awit. And then the word awit made me think of whenever people use that word mimetically now, awit, which means sound like a fucking boomer, which means an expression of exasperation or disappointment. Awit. So it's like handa awit, the preparation of disappointment is sort of what conglomerates in my brain to feel like whenever I hear handa awit. But then I know that that's not true, or that's not what it means, because it means differently from both the handa awit used before when we're gonna sing Lupang Hinirang, and it's definitely different from the two different ways those individual words are used by most people, mimetically speaking. So it's like, that's what I have to realize now about myself being a 22-year-old 22-year-old, realizing these things slowly but surely when it comes to Tagalog as a language, na ngayon ko lang ulit na experience, like, holy shit, ganun pala yun. Yeah, continuing. Ayan, so I finished this video. This is just I'm just rewatching what does it mean to be spirited in order to verbalize what I was feeling earlier about with regards to handa awit and about experiences. I'll definitely do that in the next cut of this video.